Ladies and gentlemen, it's been almost 24 hours. Let's really dive into this Tyreek Hill trade and what it means for the Miami Dolphins. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Miami Dolphins fans across the entire globe, welcome back to the Phincast. I'm your host, Saheel Chagani. Today we're going to be talking about the Tyreek Hill trade that went down yesterday. We're going to be talking about what we gave up for him. We're going to be talking about the money that we gave him, the 4-year contract extension that we gave him. We're going to be talking about how Chris Grier really delivered on his promise of being aggressive in free agency. And lastly, we're going to be talking about how Tua Tagovailoa is going to be affected by the Tyreek Hill signing and how this might be the year where if he doesn't do well, he might be let go. But more on that later. But firstly, for those of you who don't know, yesterday the Miami Dolphins traded for Chiefs star wide receiver Tyreek Hill. They gave up a 2022 first round pick, second round pick, and fourth round pick, and a 2023 third round pick. No, fourth round pick and a sixth round pick. Again, 2022 first, second, and fourth, 2023 fourth and sixth. This is, first of all, a massive haul to give up, but notice the Miami Dolphins did not give up another first round pick, which again means something with regards to Tua Tagovailoa. Remember, they only give up this year's first round pick in a quarterback weak draft class. But notice, next year is a quarterback heavy, quarterback deep, good, strong quarterback class. So the fact that they didn't give up a 2023 first just shows that the Dolphins are going to move on from Tua if he does not do well this year. I don't know much about the free agency quarterback class next year, but the fact that the Dolphins did not give up a 2023 first really goes to show that, because next year's a quarterback heavy class, quarterback deep. It's a great quarterback class. So the fact that they didn't give up a 2023 first just really shows you that the Dolphins are saying, look, Tua, this is your last year. You don't ball out, goodbye. Bye-bye from Miami. Or as it just says, peace, throw up a deuce, goodbye. And we're going to talk about that later, because I'm really going to depth with Tua thing. Because remember, I too love Tua, but more on that later. That is a 5-round pick. That's a great haul for the Chiefs. This is a wide receiver heavy class. Again, it's a really good wide receiver class. So the fact that they got a first and a second pick, so they have 2 firsts and 2 seconds, they maybe not replace Tyreek Hill, but maybe get 1 or 2 receivers that can fill in the gap for Tyreek Hill. And by replace, I mean they might not find someone that can by themselves replace Tyreek Hill, but again, maybe if they get 2 wide receivers that can fill in the gap for Tyreek Hill. They also have McCole Hardman. But yeah. Contract extension wise, after the deal was official, the Miami Dolphins gave Tyreek Hill a 4-year, $120 million contract extension, making him the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL, along with $72.2 million guaranteed. So that's a lot of guaranteed money, and we made him the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL, which is something that he wanted to. So he's happy. We're gonna be happy because we got a great wide receiver. Remember, it's a 4-year deal, so he's gonna be in Miami through the 2026 NFL season, at which he's gonna be 32 years old. So in terms of years, age, we have about 2 solid seasons left in him, because after 30, wide receivers are extremely unpredictable. They can either be injury prone, the productivity can dip, they can be a shell of themselves, or they can be as good, just consistently going forward. So we genuinely don't know. We know the first 2 years, great, we got an elite wide receiver. The last 2 years, 31 and 32 age campaigns, were like, okay, we don't know. We don't know if he's going to be on the good side of 30 or the wrong side of 30. That is a massive question for us. But yeah, it's a lot of money, honestly, to give up. And the good thing is the way the extension is structured, we still have enough cap space to re-sign all of our great rookies that balled out last year, like Jalen Waddle, Javon Holland, Jalen Phillips, all of them. The fact that it was okay, like $30 million a year sounds like a lot for a cap hit, and it is, but again, it's not entirely flat. Like, assuming that this, right, let's say that this is the cap space, right, there's like in second and third years, the chunk of his money is going to come, so he's a higher cap hit, but it's not like a drastic change, if you know what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry, it's a little too, I'm making it a little too complicated, but it's not like a drastic, like, cap hit. It's well spread out, not entirely like like fully spread out, but again, they can do that if they need to. But yeah, it's pretty well spread out. So and I think they did that on purpose because they want to re-sign their great rookies from this year. But yeah, that's his extension. Remember, to recap: 4-year, $120 million extension, $72.2 million guaranteed, makes him the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL right now. Now, with that being said, Chris Grier in the beginning of free agency, he was like, okay, I'm gonna be aggressive. I'm gonna get guys that we really need. I'm not gonna overpay. And I'm not gonna lie to you, before the Teron Armstead signing, I was like, this man just talk. He's all talk, because while he did sign some really good pickups, right? He got Raheem Mostert, who when he is healthy is a top 5 back in the league. You cannot change my mind. Okay, maybe even top 7 back. He's a great back when he's healthy. You got Chase Edmonds, who is a great backup running back, and if he splits the carries with Raheem Mostert, they're both going to be great running backs. That two-head run attack. You got Cedric Wilson, who's a really good, solid pickup from the Dallas Cowboys, and you got their Connor Williams. You got the guard from the Dallas Cowboys, who's really going to help that offensive line. He does have penalty issues, but still going to help that offensive line. And after that, I'm like, okay, it's good, but like, he's not really delivering on his promise. And then he goes out and gets Teron Armstead. I'm like, okay, there's the flashy signing. I was clapping it up. I was like, oh my god, this is great. We got Teron Armstead. Like, the offensive line is great now, great offensive line, great running game, great defense. Like, and I literally was mocking myself. Said, oh, what's next? We're gonna get a great wide receiver. Literally the next day, oh shoot, we did get a great wide receiver. I'm not even kidding. Like, I saw the Teron Armstead signing. I'm like, oh my god, this is great. Chris Grier is making these splashy moves, and I jokingly said, oh, what's next? We're gonna get a star wide receiver, and then we got a star wide receiver. I'm like, I made this true. So, hey, you know what? If I can speak things into existence, if you like the video, the Dolphins are going to win the Super Bowl this year. I'm just saying, look, I predicted the Dolphins getting a star wide receiver. Now, which star wide receiver? But I predicted the Dolphins would get a star wide receiver. So, if you like this video, the Miami Dolphins are going to win the Super Bowl this year. All right. But, yeah. It's great on Chris Grier. He really lived up to it. So, and it's good that he was patient, right? Because I would much rather have Tyreek Hill than Amari Cooper, right? Because I was like, oh my god, why don't we get Amari Cooper? And then now I'm like, oh, thank God we didn't get Amari Cooper, because I love Amari Cooper, but we got Tyreek Hill. Like, if you have Tyreek Hill available, you do not mess with it. You take Tyreek Hill, give up whatever you need to give up, sign him to how much money, because he is a great wide receiver. So yeah. Chris Grier stayed patient. He made a great signing with Tyreek Hill. He has been really aggressive this year. The Teron Armstead signing, the Tyreek Hill signing, I really loved. I also like the Raheem Mostert signing and Chase Edmonds signing a lot. Those were great signings. We also got a fullback. I forgot his name, but it's good because, Mike McDaniel comes from that San Francisco offense, which heavily utilizes a fullback. Now, Tua Tagovailoa, my man, you got to ball out this year. Because the Dolphins indirectly said, we all know that if he doesn't do well this year, he's probably not going to come back. But the Miami Dolphins themselves, Chris Grier himself, indirectly said that, look, bro, if you're not going to ball out, goodbye. As Tyreek Hill says, deuces, peace, bye-bye. The Dame time wave, bye-bye, see you later. That's what's going to happen. Chris Grier literally just said that. He said, bro, you're going to have to leave. And here's how he indirectly said it. Like I said earlier, a couple minutes earlier in this episode, Chris Grier, the way he traded it is that he included only one first from this year. This year is not a good quarterback class. Next year is an amazing quarterback class. So Chris Grier not trading, managing to keep next year's first round pick is just really showing Tua Tagovailoa that, look, bro, if you do bad, we're going to draft another quarterback and you're going to get out of here. They also have Teddy Bridgewater too, who I do not think will replace Tua Tagovailoa, but it's also Chris Grier saying, dude, we have a quarterback who's pretty dang good. And I'm not saying Teddy Bridgewater is elite, but he's a good quarterback. So it's Chris Grier and Mike McDaniel both saying, look, dude, we love you, but you gotta do well, otherwise we have a backup quarterback who's actually capable. Jacoby Brissett. We have a backup quarterback that's actually capable. We still have next year's first and an amazing quarterback class. So Tua has all the pressure on him, and forget about what the Dolphins they're saying to him by not giving up first round picks or signing Teddy Bridgewater. The Dolphins are literally just giving Tua everything. It's like, you know how in Madden and free agency or trade, you just go crazy. You get all the running backs, all the defensive people, all the all offensive linemen, all the wide receivers. That's literally what Miami did this year, right? They shored up that offensive line. They gave Tua a good run game, right? It's not a okay run game. It's a good run game. Raheem Mostert and Chase Edmonds, they're both gonna run a lot because Mike McDaniel came from that run-heavy offense. So the Dolphins are saying, look, Tua, and I'm saying this too, Tua, you have a good offensive line. You have a great running game. You have a great defense. You have Tyreek Hill, and Jalen Waddle is a good receiver. You have Tyreek Hill now. Like, you cannot mess this up. If Tua has a mediocre season or a above average season like he did last year, if Tua does not do like leaps and bounds better than last year, I will be entirely comfortable for the Dolphins moving off of Tua. And the reason why is, again, Tua in the first 2 years had excuses. All right, the last 2 years, Coach Flores did not have any confidence, and Coach Flores simply did not trust Tua Tagovailoa. He had a terrible offensive line, inconsistent targets. Even last year, aside from Jalen Waddle, inconsistent targets, right? No running game. Tua was literally doing a pretty bad job at it, but the offense was on his shoulders. Now, not great. Okay, yes, great offensive line. Connor Williams and Teron Armstead, that's a great O-line. Releasing Jesse Davis, finally, so you don't have to worry about Jesse Davis anymore, Tua. You have a great offensive line. You actually have a running game, and a pretty good running game at that. You have, we brought back Mike Gesicki, probably going to give him a long-term deal, which I will talk about in another episode of the Phincast. You have Mike Gesicki brought back. You have Jalen Waddle, who you've played with at Alabama. You have Tyreek Hill, who was like Jalen Waddle, right? So, you have Devontae Parker still. Tua, you really have no excuses. They brought back the entire defense, for crying out loud. They're literally every single move in free agency is them telling Tua that we got Cedric Wilson, who was a good wide receiver. He got 600 yards last year and 6 touchdowns. That's not amazing numbers, but that's pretty good numbers. So literally, we're just telling Tua, we're setting him up for success. This is the closest he's gonna get to Alabama. We're telling Tua, look, dude, you better ball out. Like, you better have an insane season. Not even insane. You better have an above. Last year was above average. You have to have a pretty good. You have to have a really good season or pretty good season. So for the Dolphins not to release you, because if he does bad this year, he is gone. And I think he should leave. Like, if he has a season like last year, 3,000 yards, I think 17 touchdowns or like 11 interceptions, he's out the door. He's gone, because we're setting Tua up for success. So the bottom line is, this whole rant, this whole discombobulated rant for like the past 6 minutes or 5 minutes, here's the summary. Tua needs to ball out this year, otherwise he's gone. The last 2 years, he's had excuses. This year, he's had enough time to recover from his hip injury, enough time to grow. He literally has an amazing offense in his fingertips. Great offensive line, great running game, insane receiving core. Okay, it's an amazing defense with literally Xavier Howard and Byron Jones, 2 of the best corners in the game, and one of the best safeties right now in the game, Javon Holland. Like, Tua, dude, I love Tua to death. Like, Tua is my favorite. Not favorite, but I love Tua. I absolutely love Tua. But Tua, dude, if you don't ball out, you're out. The Dolphins intentionally kept their 2023 first-round pick to say, Tua, if you don't do well this year, you're out. Great quarterback class next year. Probably going to get someone who actually has a big arm, not Tua. They're going to learn from their mistakes, get someone who has a big arm, like a Justin Herbert prototype, and draft him and run Tua out of town, because Tua this year cannot have only an above average season. He has to have a good season. He has to have a great season to insane season, because you have Tyreek Hill on your team, you have Jalen Waddle on your team, you have Cedric Wilson, you have literally the wide receiving core this year in no particular order, just wide receiving core. Forget about our amazing tight ends. The wide receiver core this year: Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Parker, Cedric Wilson. That's 4 wide receivers right there. We rarely want 4 wide receivers unless they're on our tight end core. Mike Gesicki, Durham Smythe, those 2 are Jarvis Smith is insanely underrated. But bottom line being, Tua, you have a great offense at your fingertips. Your defense, the defense is always there for Tua. Tua, look, you have a great offense. If you don't do well, you are going to leave next season. That is all I want to say. All right. I know that was a pretty discombobulated. It was all over the place. But my point being is, again, one more time, if Tua doesn't do well this year, he is going to be run out of town. And I will be completely okay with that, because again, we have a first round pick next year, and it's a pretty damn good quarterback class. So yeah, Tua, you gotta ball out. You gotta have nothing under a great season, otherwise we're gonna show you the door, and I will feel perfectly satisfied with that. And ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, that was a long rant. But thank you for watching this episode of the Phincast. If you have made it this far, please like the video, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications so you can hear everything and anything of the Miami Dolphins and the Miami Heat, or Miami sports in general. And with that being said, I am your host, Saheel Chagani, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Now let's